We love Friday around here, don't we? Happy Friday, you guys. Come on in. I have a story to tell you. Do not delay. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. Here we go. OMG. How are you guys doing? It's so good to see you. All right. Today, I want to talk about the kidney stone cause that no one is talking about. We're going to talk about kidney stones today in relation to all of the other things that we talk about. Listen, if you don't know any of my story, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Hi, how you doing? I am in Minnesota. Born and raised, I was raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad who died at the age of 63. And there was just a lot of type 2 and obesity in my family. I'm Italian. So there you go. When you are Italian, that's what happens, right? So I was raised that way in and around. Oh, something's happening on my StreamYard. I can see that, Patty. Happy Friday, Geraldine. It looks like my StreamYard is being weird over there, Patty. What is going on, people? That happened the other day, too. That's not okay. I'll keep talking. I see people on there. Hello from Posen, Michigan. Hi, Sue. Good to see you. All right. Well, if Facebook kind of does weird things today, hop over to IG, okay? Good morning, Luana. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Hey, Luana, if you are available, I have an in-person event this weekend. It's in Maple Grove. It's on Sunday. But anyway, we can chat about that later. Okay, so every day at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, most days anyway, I was gone yesterday. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. We come here and we talk about insulin resistance because it has become such a part of, like, I needed to be the person that did not end up with type 2 in my family because I was gestational diabetic with my first baby. I was hypoglycemic with my second baby. I just ate whatever I wanted to in my 30s. And then, like, by the time I was almost 50, I was a 2X in size and I needed to deal with my own stuff. My mom really kind of put the fear of God right into me about my sugars. Like, why aren't you getting your sugars checked? What's wrong with you? Your dad died. Like, yeah, I know. But I just wasn't being very assessing of myself. You're walking in the Minnesota sunshine, Jody. I'm so jelly. Oh, that's wonderful. I know. And today's going to be like almost 70 in Minnesota. It's such a big deal. Oh, that's okay, Luann. I know she says company. You've got company in deer hunting. I understand. Good morning, Shirley girl. Joan says, good morning, Coach Kirsten. You're so cute, Joan. You are so cute. Okay. Marilyn, you guys, you're just all my friends. Come and sit and join for just a minute. You guys, you missed me. You're so sweet. Okay. Well, let me tell you my story. Okay. Are you ready for a story? Don't click off yet. This is quite the story. So, as you know, like, so my dad, type 2 diabetes and all this stuff. And towards the end of his life, he was 2 years on kidney dialysis. And then my mom also ended up having renal cancer and had a kidney removed and et cetera. Like, the whole thing, like, just a lot of kidney conversation in my family, right? And Pennsylvania, Peggy, you're at the end of your shower this morning. You turned the water to cold. Good job, Peggy. Woohoo! Small victories, I'm telling you. Next time, maybe I will get in it. You are hysterical. So you're saying you actually you were brave enough to turn it to cold, but not yet brave enough to stand underneath it. That is hysterical. I think that is really funny. Okay, good for you. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, so a lot of kidney stuff in my family. Anyway, and as you know, like, I turned back around my own insulin resistance in my 50s. I lost 3 sizes. I'm the only one that has avoided type 2 diabetes, the only one in my immediate family. And I've just completely changed the way that I view the world when it comes to insulin resistance. Well, good morning, Sharon from Canada. Christmas market weekend. Yes, it is. I know. And you live a little too far away, Sharon, a little too far away. But anyway, so this is what happened then on Wednesday night at midnight. I woke up with a lot of back pain and I was throwing up very badly. And about 2 a.m, I ended up in the ER. And of course they were like, yep, you got a kidney stone. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why would I have a kidney stone? This doesn't make sense to me, because I mean, I've done all my research. I know how a kidney stone comes from, like, insulin resistance. Like, this is how this happens. And I'm just like confused. But it did force me into some really good research. And it's like, I'll be darned, some people are really very sensitive to oxalates. And if you don't know what oxalates are, stick around because you might want to know this. Some people are just really sensitive. And so now it doesn't mean that you eat oxalates and then you automatically form a kidney stone. It just means that then you might like have more inflammation in your body, and you like passed it off. You passed it off as a bad day. You passed it off as the barometric pressure. You passed it off at whatever. And maybe you had some low back pain and you weren't really thinking about it, but your kidneys were kind of going, and so I'm going to teach you a little bit about oxalates today, because I'm convinced that this is exactly what my journey has been. So anyway, so the last 24 hours have been just a little bit quirky, to say the very least. OMG. Like, my head is still like, I need to clear my head, because obviously then I was on narcotics, and I don't like that feeling at all. I'm not a narcotic person at all. I don't like it. I don't like feeling foggy in my head. So having said that, I'm definitely like now on the other side of, because it took about maybe not even 24 hours to resolve itself. Resolved itself last night about maybe 7:38. So we're good. We're good. Good morning, Magda. Good to see you. But let's talk about why this happened, and like things for you to pay attention to. And the real reason why I want to bring this to you is because of what we do a lot of during Christmas time now as people who eat low carb. So we might want to find some alternatives, or we just might pay attention. That's all. That's all. Pay attention. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. I actually did put together a few notes for you guys this morning. So I had a CT scan. They found the kidney stone, and it was like really, because, like sometimes it's dehydration. Sometimes it's, low electrolytes. Well, I'm really good at stuff like that. So that's why I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I don't walk around with high sugar. And this was another thing that was super interesting. Remember how we talk about stress? And I tell you guys, you have to get your stress under control, because stress raises your insulin. Stress raises your cortisol, which is raising your blood sugar and keeping your blood sugar high. And so sure enough, in the throes of everything, because my stress was so high, because obviously you have a lot of pain. So your cortisol jumps. And so therefore my sugars jumped. And this is very unusual for me, right? And so it was like, wow, isn't that like a in time scenario, like a perfect in time scenario of what's happening to your body when you're under stress? I mean, this was like the encapsulated scenario of what I would want people to see, is that when you're under severe stress, now my body was under stress because of the process, right? And it just spiked my sugars, and my sugars at the time that they checked them were 198. And that's because of the cortisol. Can you imagine? I was just like, wow, that's crazy to watch this in real time. Your body, remember, I always say it's so fearfully and wonderfully made. It's created to function. It's created to heal. And here I was like, with a very high stress response in my body because of pain, and my sugars went boom, like just up so fast. I just thought that was crazy to watch that happen. From the labs that they pulled on me. So anyway, okay, so hold on. Let me get some more information here. Good morning, Terry. I know you couldn't connect to Facebook, so you jumped over on YouTube. I wonder what's going on. I think one of my Facebooks is working and one isn't. So strange. I'm so glad you found me on YouTube, Terry. I'm so glad. Okay, very good. Crazy as it may seem. Okay. But as I thought about it more, so now I've done a lot of research, with Maria Emmerich, Dr. Berg, Dr. Berry, et cetera. And one of the things that they talk about a lot are oxalates. Do you guys know what oxalates are? Have you ever paid attention to oxalates? And I've been eating a lot of one particular oxalate recently, and it doesn't take long to form a kidney stone. And like I said, most of the time you're probably doing stuff and it's just passing through and it's not creating a stone. that gets lodged, that's probably normal. And you're just thinking, wow, my inflammation is high today, or my lower back is kind of bugging me. And maybe it was your kidney working a little overtime. You just didn't even know it. You didn't put it together. So kidney stone causes, ask about oxalates. That's right. That's right. Oh, that's so funny. Yes, yes, yes. And so basically, that's not something you would ever, I mean, they didn't even ask me about my diet at all. Literally nothing. They asked me nothing. Zero, nada, nothing, zero, which is fascinating because Maria Emmerich, her whole conversation is the fact that here she was diagnosed at like 16 or 17 with like PCOS and IBS and all of these things. And they just told her that she was going to be on medication the rest of her life. And she took her dog into the vet and they asked her, what do you feed your dog? And she said, why doesn't a doctor ever ask me that? That was just her epiphany. And there she goes then, you know, now how many cookbooks has she written? How many resources has she given the world on overcoming all of these diagnoses with food, et cetera. Anyway, but most people have no idea that. I'm going to list them here for you. Almond flour, peanuts, spinach, chia seeds, beets, dark chocolate, all are considered like healthy foods, but they're actually high in oxalates, and oxalates can irritate the kidneys and contribute to stones. So you can be eating clean and, you know, be hydrated and doing everything right, like we talk about. But if you are sensitive to oxalates, and you may not be, but some people might be, or somebody you know might be, a little too much almond flour and it can create tiny crystals, and those crystals can build up into a stone. And so oftentimes, and the reason why it's so important for me to come on live and talk about this is because with my, you know, the traditional answer for everything is always just protein. And it's not a very clear answer. And they told that to my mom, but then she ended up type 2 diabetic. A lot of that in your diet too, I know. And you know what, again, you might not be sensitive. So I don't want people to freak out. I just want you to know what happened to me. And, so anyway, point being that if it only takes a couple of weeks or a couple of months to create a stone, and I already, like, listen, I am so clear on the lack of inflammation I have in my body. I know my body, I can get up and I don't ache. So I already know that I have not had a lot of inflammation in my body. So eating a higher protein diet is not, I just know, I know from all of the research that I've done, this is not the case. You know, they told my mom, you have to be scared of protein. So she spent her life afraid of protein, went over to carbs without protein, and ended up type 2 diabetic with dementia. And I know that there's a connection to it. It's like that when they say type 3 diabetes, insulin resistance of the brain, I'm like, I watched it all happen with her, right? And her diet was so inflammatory. Everything was white. Everything was, you know, well, everything was white. That's kind of how that goes. But anyway, let me see here if I can give you just like how some practical ways that it can show up, and then maybe a few more tips on what to do about that. Patty, you're on Facebook now. I know you guys are jumping around. Crazy pants. I appreciate you though. I so appreciate you guys jumping around. Like, you guys are amazing. So if this is resonating with you and you've ever had like random back pain, maybe you've had, I feel like there's a hair on my face. So I apologize. Let me see if I can get a hair off my face. I'm like, what's going on? Bladder burning. If your bladder has ever been burning, you have gritty urine. I really don't know what that means. Like, how would you know if you have gritty urine? But okay. Kidney area tenderness. So kidneys are back here, right? They're in your lower back, way back here. And remember, your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys and they regulate your hormones. And this is why having adrenal health is so important, because that helps you then with your insulin and your cortisol. That's another conversation, but still. Or if you eat like a lot of almond flour. Now, there are flours that are better. And I'll get into that for you in just a second too. So lowering your high oxalate foods for a bit can help. Rotate your nut flours instead of only using almond. Increase magnesium. You guys, if you're not on magnesium, this is why it's all I'm very like on my game with so many of these things. So if you need a really good magnesium, I have a phenomenal triple blend magnesium. You can always ask me about that. Hydrate with electrolytes. I do that too. And I have been recommending anyway, recently these are the salt tea, SALTT, and they are sugar-free, and I get them off of Amazon, the rainforest place. Amma, I get them off of there. And I like that because then you're getting because oftentimes they'll say maybe you were low in magnesium or potassium, et cetera, in your electrolytes, and that can lead to kidney stones. And everything came back perfect. Everything came back perfect. The health of my kidney, all of my electrolytes were great. Didn't show signs of dehydration. I was so atypical. No kidney disease at all. Like everything is yummy, right? But it was a high sugar spike because of my cortisol and pain. But then it was basically just my bun in my kidney, and it's like it just formed a crystal, and it just had to get through my system, and that's what was going on. So, thank you so much for liking my live. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Especially on TikTok, man. TikTok needs all the help they can get, right, Lisa? Right? Thank you. And so let me just see here. Hold on. Kidney area tenderness, almond flour. Okay, so lower your oxalate, increase your magnesium, hydrate with electrolytes, support your liver and your gut, keep your blood sugar stable so that urine chemistry stays balanced. So make sure that's the whole blood sugar conversation. It's like, keep your blood sugar stable so that your urine chemistry stays balanced. I mean, these things are so dang important. So, that whole process obviously was not super amazing. As you can imagine, that was not amazing at all. Hold on. I thought that I had a list of oxalates that were a little bit better. Let me get a list of oxalates for you guys. There we go. Let's see what we get. And then when you go to my site, which is my first last name.com, I feel like I'm all wonky today. I feel like I'm off my game, people. You might find some of these to be super interesting. So I'm going to want you to hear the list for sure. I know Luana says she remembers the pain. It was terrible, Luana. It was terrible. And I don't like narcotics, but I'll tell you, they sent me home with Oxy. And I don't like it because it just makes my head feel weird. It doesn't do anything remotely enjoyable for me other than take away my pain. So I took one and I'm like, ooh, that's not enough. And so I took two and that was perfect. And I was able to sleep and it felt so good. But now I feel like I have to detox my body. I feel like I have to do a liver cleanse. I feel like I have to do, because it's just like so not the way I live. But it's like, well, yeah. So anyway, but it's good. Yes, you are welcome, Marla. Oh, you are so sweet. I'm going to put that up. You're so sweet. I appreciate you very much. Yeah, it's okay. Well, girls, listen up. They do say that it is Kathy. Good to see you. Yep. You will have to be good with almond flour. I know. Well, and I've just been doing a lot with almond flour recently, and I'm totally going to back off of that. You had kidney stones and you were drinking a lot of smoothies with spinach. There you go, Luana. I'm going to bring that up here. There you go. Isn't that interesting? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, it's just crazy. Okay, so my site is always right. Well, usually it's right there for Instagram, for Facebook and YouTube right there. And it's my first last name.com, KirstenLiebelt.com. And if you look on it, you see my face. But if you scroll up just a little bit, you will see my my Amazon links right here. I shouldn't say that out loud when I'm on TikTok. Right there. And if you go to my links, it starts there. I don't know why it starts in the middle of the page. It just does. But at the bottom, you see where the SALTT is right there. That salty. And then the LMNT is right there too. You can compare your own prices for that. But they are two that are sugar-free. And I feel like that's what people need to be looking for. You can get liquid IV, but it might be filled with sugar. Don't do that, right? Find the ones that are sugar-free. And so you can always check on my site through Amazon and see, what you see. Gail, good morning. Thank you, Susan. I am Like the minute the pain went away, I was so much better. I literally slept, you guys, last night, 12 hours. I slept 12 hours last night. And I'm probably going to go to bed this afternoon again. Even though it's 70 in Minnesota, I'm probably going to, and maybe I'll take a walk. I'm hoping I'll have enough energy to take a walk. But anyway, okay, let's get into the oxalates. You guys need to hear this. So did you hear her say she was eating a lot of smoothies with spinach? Just think about this for a second, you guys. You just have got to process this, okay? Please process this. They tell us that there are certain healthy foods. They tell us that there are superfoods, and we buy into it, and then we go crazy on it, right? Well, if you take the nutrition, if you just go to Google today, this can be your homework for the weekend. Go to Google today, look up, I want to see the nutrition differences between spinach and ground beef, or spinach and beef. There's no comparison. Spinach is not a superfood. I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat spinach. I'm just saying they marketed it to you so that they could like boost a crop. I just want you to understand what they do, okay? And it's just ridiculous. Beef is a superfood. Liver is a superfood. I don't eat a lot of liver, but liver is a superfood. I have liver in my freezer, but I'm not super good at cooking it to make it so that I like it. So I haven't been eating it. But anyway, I should. But think about the fact that spinach is super high in oxalates. So here she was eating a lot of smoothies and ended up with a kidney stone. Okay, so spinach, Swiss chard, beet greens, beets, okra, rhubarb, collard greens, parsley, sweet potatoes, yams, almonds, almond flour, almond butter, cashews. Ugh, it's another one I overeat on. Peanuts, peanut butter, hazelnuts, pine nuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, moderately high it says, sesame seeds, soy nuts, dark chocolate, cocoa powder, carob. I think I'm going to ask another question here in just a second, so don't get too scared. Carob, hot chocolate mixes, kiwi, figs, raspberries, dates, starfruit, potatoes, sweet potatoes, yucca, taro, all the grains, of course, beans and legumes. Yep, drinks, black tea, green tea. Okay, hold on. Give me... All right, we're going to start with the highest so that people don't have to freak out. Because otherwise it feels overwhelming and then you're like, well, forget it, I'm just not going to eat. Don't do that. So the number one highest common food is spinach. The number one. And I think and I don't know his information. There's a doctor out there who talks about oxalates all the time. And he talks about things like this. So spinach, Swiss chard, beet greens, beets, rhubarb, almond flour, almonds, cashews, peanuts, seeds. Well, which one is the highest though? Hold on. Moderately high oxalates. We won't even go there because it doesn't matter. I mean, moderately would be like, maybe some berries. But I just don't think that that's going to be. And then very low, listen to the very low. If you're eating this way and you're sensitive to oxalates, this is the way to eat. Beef, chicken, turkey, pork, fish, eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. Cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, yellow squash, cabbage, mushrooms, onions, lettuce, bell peppers, cucumbers, apples, bananas, melon, pineapple, mango. I personally don't eat any of those. They're all high in sugar. Nut seeds. Okay, so if you're going to do nut butters or nut butters, macadamia butter is low. Pecan butter is low. Sunflower seed butter is low. Coconut butter is low. Flours that are low in oxalates, that would be, I think you can find a pecan flour and use that instead of almond flour. You would definitely need a recipe for the trade out on that. But coconut flour is low. Now, coconut flour is a different bird, right? It's very fibrous. And so you need a recipe again. You need a recipe. But the top worst culprits are these. We'll wrap up with this thought process so you have this. Good morning, Lisa. Beautiful day for your son's 20th birthday. Happy birthday. That's fantastic. And a beautiful sunny day. Man, he gets a good day, doesn't he, Lisa? Hold on just a second. You put chia seeds in your yogurt for fiber. No? Well, Peggy, I think that if you're not sensitive and you're being fine, then, I know Maria Emmerich does not recommend chia seeds at all. So I haven't been doing chia seeds, but I don't know, as far as like oxalates go. But here, let me read the top 10. And chia is one of them. So spinach, if you've had kidney stones before, I would say back off. Or if if you feel like you eat things like these and you feel inflammation in your body, that's telling you something, okay? So spinach, almond flour, almonds, cashews, chia, peanuts or peanut butter, dark chocolate, beets or beet greens, sweet potatoes, and black tea hibiscus tea. Those are the top 10, the most often linked to kidney stones, gut irritation, bladder burning, pelvic pain, and mystery back pain. Okay, those are the top 10. And so number 2 is almond flour. That's where I was. Almond flour. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that crazy, you guys? Who knew this? Good morning, Julia. Beautiful day in Southeast Wisconsin. It is gorgeous here in Minnesota. So yes, Julia, isn't it beautiful? Amazing. You've been baking with almond flour every day and chia seeds also, Marilyn says. Well, this is no saying that people that are now are all going to get kidney stones. I just want you to know my experience because it really, really threw me for a loop. I'm like, this does not line up with my universe at all. Like everything that was low oxalates right there, that's how I eat. Like I'm so low inflammation, that's why I wake up and I don't ache. It's why I feel so good all the time. So I'm like, this is weird, but labs can tell you stuff. And that's why I love it when you guys come to me with your labs, right? We need labs that tell us, what's going on. And they can tell you that you do have a kidney stone, but as you'll notice, nobody asked me anything about food. It's the dumbest thing ever. But that's the way that goes. So suffice it to say, if that is a concern for you, if you feel like you have a lot of inflammation or whatever, then that might be something to back off on some of these almond flours and things like that. And again, I might just look for a recipe for the Christmas season that has a pecan flour. I don't even know where to get pecan flour. I'm assuming maybe on Amazon. I bet I could get something on Amazon for a pecan flour. I've never looked in the store, but I don't remember ever seeing it either. So yeah, that's kind of how that goes. You suffer from chronic back pain. Maybe it's a part of it. It could be, Marilyn. That is so worth experimenting with. Because just think about how if any of these things are high with inflammation and you didn't know that, and almond flour, and I've always said this part about almond flour, I know that I will overeat on nuts in general. So I don't eat a lot of nuts. I don't buy mixed nuts and keep them in my house. But when I go to my daughter's, I snack on hers. But because I know that I'll overeat, right? Well, almond flour is such a condensed form of so many almonds. It's like condensed, it's like a lot in just a little bit. Like 1 cup of almond flour is a lot of almonds, right? And the oxalate concentration is super duper high. Like I at one point did have an almond flour, like how high those oxalates were. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, so a quarter cup of almond flour, let's just give you some perspective, okay? A quarter cup of almond flour has 120 milligrams. Okay, so Peanut butter is about 26 to 40 milligrams of oxalates per 2 tablespoons. Almond flour for a quarter cup is 120 milligrams of oxalates. Spinach, you guys, this is ridiculous. Off the charts. 1 cup of spinach has 650 milligrams of oxalates. 650. So when she said she was eating smoothies with spinach in them, again, you're condensing, thinking you're doing the right thing because it was marketed to us as a superfood. Nobody in the 1930s was saying that spinach was a superfood. They just make crap up. I'm just telling you, it's ridiculous. And chia seeds, just to let you know, is about 170. So chia seeds is actually a little higher. Well, 2 tablespoons. It's not apples to apples. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds is 170 milligrams. A quarter cup of almond flour is 120 milligrams. Peanut butter is lower, but still it's on the higher side. It's 26 to 40 milligrams of oxalates per 2 tablespoons. So peanut butter isn't as extreme as spinach or almond flour, but it is still very high. And if someone eats even 2 to 4 tablespoons a day, it adds up. And in general, and I've already known this, like peanuts can be, because I love snacking on peanuts when we go to Five Guys for supper, you know. But I've always known that peanuts, you know, they're moldy. You know, they have a higher mold content, so you have to be careful with that too. But the lectins are hard on the gut. So there are just certain things that are not super amazing on your gut in general when it comes to all that kind of stuff. You just looked up where you can get the pecan flour. Walmart, it showed. That's really good to know. Lisa, I'll see if I can get you a list like that. I'll see if I can do that for you. Walmart has pecan flour. Interesting. And if not, sometimes you can order things. It might not be in store. They've kind of become their own, you know, rainforest place. Other people can now like sell through Walmart. So that anyway, but nonetheless, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And flaxseed oil. I know. Yep. Yeah. So that would be super interesting, Marilyn, because I do gauge a lot of my life on the fact that I don't have inflammation. When you feel good, you know something is off in your body, right? You know something is off. So I'm just saying, but of course, you know, the fact that I do live my life, I support my liver, I support my gut. And that is probably one of the biggest things that you can do. You've got to have your digestion moving. You can't have stagnant, you know, a stagnant lymphatic system. You can't have a stagnant liver. You don't want these things because it just makes it so much harder than for your body to recover. I went from my whole session, if that's what you want to call it, was 20 hours. Within 20 hours, less than a day, I was done. I am Shirley girl. Peanuts are a legume. Yes. They are, and they're high. They have higher oxalates. They are, because I do like to eat peanut butter sometimes. You know, every now and then I'll have peanut butter because I like the flavor, right? But they do have oxalates. They do, they're kind of a moldy situation, and they have leptins. Leptins or lectins? I think leptin is the hormone. Lectins, and they are bad on your gut. They're hard on your gut. So that's kind of how that goes. Yes. You missed the beginning. Can you recap the issues with oxalates? Why bad or symptoms? Thank you, Julia. Oxalates are really high inflammatory. And also too, I'm pretty sure that's why I had a kidney stone in the last 24 hours. My last day was a lot. It was a lot. I'm going to go crawl into bed when I'm done here. Only because, you know what though? Only because, not because of the kidney stone, because of the narcotics. Dang it. I don't like it. Wait, it's like, I feel like I have to flush my body like 12 times over just to get stuff to like, I'm going to be honest. You know, and one of the things that's interesting is that, because, you know, we talk about the gut primer a lot, I am probably going to maybe take a couple of different servings of this today, because I want to flush everything out. But the fact that these are fermented greens means everything. It means everything because they are already fermented. They are like gut adapted, if that's how you want to say that. And think about how much better that is than for my gut. I already took some last night because you do have things in here that are greens, but they are all fermented. So praise God, because I don't need anything that is not already taken care of ahead of time. So I just feel like I have to flush myself. So anybody that's ever, like, if you guys are already on the total body reset, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Everything already has to do with the liver, the gut, probiotics, everything. And so I'm so glad to be back on everything today so that I can get my body back working. I mean, I'm just telling you, like, that is, what else am I going to do? Right? Like, as far as, if I don't have knowledge as to how to take care of my body like this, how frustrating is that we then just guess and we don't know. And I'm so glad to hear that pretty much everything that I eat is very low oxalate. I mean, because that's what keeps me feeling so good. And I just will not be doing a lot of almond flour this Christmas season at all. At all. My list got really long there. So the worst culprits were spinach, almond flour, almonds, cashews, chia seeds, peanuts and peanut butter, dark chocolate, beets, sweet potatoes, and black tea. And the ones that were very, very low are beef, chicken, turkey, pork, fish, eggs, cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, yellow squash, cabbage, mushrooms, onions, lettuce, bell peppers, and cucumbers. Those are very low inflammatory. And that's basically how I eat all the time. That's very normal for me. All of that is very normal for the way that I eat. And so that made me feel really, really good. And I think maybe I'll just switch out a couple things, but anybody who, like, every day I always end my live with you guys talking about the total body reset. Anybody who is starting the total body reset here in November, I am sending out a package to everybody, and I posted it in my thing, but I haven't posted it here yet. And so I wanted to just show you guys. And basically, remember when I was talking about lymphatic drainage and using like a dry brush? And I know a lot of people have said that their dry brushes are super hard. I found these that are not. These are super soft. This is mine, so I won't mail this one to you, I promise. But this is like super soft, and it has these nubs on here that are even an extra little area of like softness to them. You know what I mean? Like, it breaks that up a little bit so that you don't have anything. But dry brushing is so huge. Like, to be able to put that up your arms and up your legs before you get into the shower, open up that lymphatic system, get it moving, get it flowing, go towards the heart, right? Gua sha is also lymphatic drainage. You can actually use your fingers and oil to use that on your face and get things to drain and get things to move, and I know that that's like, I'm going to just probably take that on a deeper level, even like right now. It's like, I just need to drain stuff. But then this is a nighttime mineral bath soak. So this is an Epsom salt, lavender chamomile. And then I also have tea, and I have like little skincare serum samples and stuff like that. But I want to be able to bless people in the month of November. I know that people do a lot of Black Friday stuff, and I don't really have a Black Friday sale, but I do have a way that I'm going to be, and I don't have all my details yet on it either, because I do also want to bless my current customers. You guys have been so incredibly good to me. You guys have been you've blessed my life so much. So I am going to have something figured out for that too. But if you've been thinking about the total body reset, or you just don't know enough about it, you can always reach out to me. You can always message me, and I will explain it to you. It's basically 6 pieces that work on your liver, your gut, and your insulin. And when your insulin is high, you can't burn fat. And when your liver is sluggish, you can't burn fat. And even like Marilyn said the other day, Marilyn said, I did my 3 months in order to get my $75 off. Because when you do 3 months of 150 or more, you get $75 off. She's like, I did that to get my $75, but I'm loving the results. So like, I'm going to continue. And it's like, I know. And even when you do 3 months, like, the guarantee is 6 months. So you're only halfway to your guarantee. You have a nice long time to decide and to assess your own body, just like we all have to assess our own bodies. It's so important. And so anyway, having said that, this right now, the reason why I want to bonus people in November is because it's like, listen, if you start in November, and you guys are going to get it anyway, you guys are getting the extra 50 if you're already a customer. So don't worry about it. Okay. You're already going to get it. They're adding another 50 in January. So in November, if you're starting in November though, for that brand new person, or any of you, if you're resetting in November, December, January, in January, you're going to get $125 off. Like that is such a blessing that right in January, when you kind of feel the, of the holidays, and maybe you ate out one too many times, maybe you shopped a little more, you were a little more excited than you should have been, maybe you put on that party that you maybe didn't plan or whatever it was. And then in January to literally be blessed for your own wellness journey, like, I don't know, that to me is really special and it's very nice. And I want people to know about it. So the total body is like 2 tablets and a capsule and then 3 powders. Okay. But the testimonies are phenomenal. From fatty liver going from bad to mild, from people losing inches all over, because it's trunk, it's visceral fat. It's targeting your visceral fat, losing inches all over and losing weight and doing all of the good things, getting off of meds and all the things. And again, I love how, like, even my own example of the last 24 hours showing how stress on your body raises your sugars. Get your stress freaking under control. Be mindful this Christmas season. Now, I was under intense stress, right? My body had intense pain, but it rose my cortisol that my sugars shot up. That's real-time information for you guys. It's in real time for you to see what happens to your body. Do you understand that? So it's like, okay, what can you do that's more mindful? Maybe you need to add the magnesium so you can be taking that at night before you go to bed. Maybe now, if you're on thyroid meds, this is not for you, but maybe you want to be taking the ashwagandha, And another thing too, and I'll end with this because it's just coming to my brain now. Turmeric all by itself is high in oxalates, but not turmeric that is the curcumicoids. When they extract the curcumicoids, which is what I have in my line, that's not high inflammatory. That's the opposite, right? So I just want you to know that, like, there are things that you do have to know according to different meds that you're taking. And sometimes we're buying things at drugstores and we're thinking that they're good for us. And you guys, it's not a regulated industry. So you need a trusted source. You need a source that is organic farming. Like these greens, do you think I'm interested in taking greens right now after having a kidney stone that are not coming off of organic farms? Are you serious? Like, there's no way. There's no way, because I'm not going to do anything that's going to position myself for anything bad. I'm not interested in that. I'm just not. But I'm just telling you, like, organic farms, third-party testing, like, you need to know the sources, period. And then you get me too. You get me with everything. So I want you guys to know that too. Anyway, okay. Did I miss anybody? Otherwise, let's see. You've been looking for the carb blocker, but can't find it. Help. Marilyn, I'll send you a link. I'll send you the link to it. I'm surprised it doesn't show up. You'll miss these foods, but it'll be worth it. Looking forward to carb blocker. I'm such a blessing. Oh, you're so sweet. Always a nugget to learn, and you are a great coach for sure, Marilyn. Terry just got her third $75 off. Do you guys understand this? Like, just think about it. So you go on this health journey and you're just on your health journey. Nobody's paying attention to your health journey. Nobody's giving you money off or doing anything. And here she started in March. I think that must have been March. And she went, let's just pretend, March, April, May, cha-ching, June, July, August, cha-ching, September, October, November, cha-ching. This is an ongoing customer campaign, you guys, that somebody is going to literally pay you to take a health journey. What? And Terry also has lost 50 pounds. She weighs less than she did 30 years ago. Just telling you, this is so good. So good. And then you're getting that extra $50 off. So even you, Terry, now you just cashed in November, you'll do December and January. And in January, guess what, Terry? You're going to get $50 off in January. And then you're still going to get your $75 off in February. They're just doing a little bonus. They're just doing a little bonus of consistency. Deborah says, where did the time go? I know, right? Oh, God. Joan, you are so sweet. Thank you for the class on more information. Grateful heart. So happy to hear you are in the pink again. I sure am. I am better. I am better. Yes. And you know what? We have our Marilyn, you're awesome. We have our event this weekend. And so I'm so grateful that like all that passed because all I need just now a little bit of sleep. Maybe I'll go for a walk in the sunshine and I'll be good to go. So anyway, but you guys are amazing. You guys are so amazing. And so reach out if you need anything. Terry got her third $75 off. That makes me so happy. And if you need more information, let me know because I am available to like absolutely help you. I can help you customize a cart if you're not sure where to start on things. And my site is my first last name.com, kirstenliebelt.com, KirstenLiebelt.com. And you can always start peeking around on your own. If you're like, lady, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to go and see what you have. You can go and do that too. Just make sure that you are registered as a customer. You cannot check out as a guest and cash in. There is no cashing out if you are a guest. There's no free shipping. So register as a free customer. I'll see you on Sunday, Jody. Woohoo! And anybody else, if you are local in the Minnesota area, please stop by. Reach out to me. I'll get you the address. We're doing a little bit of it's a Cocoa and Shopping, a cozy Christmas market. And so we have bundles. If you are looking for some unique ways to bless people that are hostesses or teachers or yourself, we'll be doing like a hand pampering experience, etc. So it's a really fun thing to come to. It's our third annual. So, all right. See you guys later. Have a really good day. I'll see you on Monday. And reach out. Do something good for yourself this weekend. Make sure you do. Okay. See you later.